Headed to the library. Here we go. Day 33. Good morning, world. Afternoon in some places. Today we are live on Facebook for the first time for our Tycoon Streets public forum. If you have any questions, just throw them into the chat and we will get them answered promptly. Today I'm going to start with our business to business environment inside of our ecosystem. But first I'm going to explain what exactly is Tycoon Streets. Tycoon Streets is a geo-economical augmented reality network. We work as a marketing company and an entertainment company simultaneously. Our game is going to be based on the Google Maps platform, and we will have a global reach from day one. The majority of our partners are going to be small businesses and small organizations for local sports teams in your region. So today I'm going to talk about our business to business portal, our sports sector, our education sector, and a little bit of something for our future investors. So the first thing I want everybody to understand is we have a Google Maps API, and in that Google Maps API, all the local businesses are going to automatically be one of our tier 1 cards. A tier 1 card basically represents every public local point of interest in your part of the world. Google Maps already has all of the information readily available, and instead of them having a small pointer as a point of interest on their map, we are going to have a tier 1 card that has multiple things attached to it. So the first thing that you're going to find on a tier 1 card is a gold coin value. Gold coin value. The gold coin value on each card is going to allow players to interact with that card in a economic manner. So every point of interest is going to be a deed card, similar to playing Monopoly. You're going to be able to go to a location nearby and interact in a mini game. Every card is going to have a mini game similar to Bejeweled or Match 3, and the player with the high score at the end of every hour for that particular location becomes the owner of that card. All of the cards are going to begin at a 500 gold coin value. And as players acquire the cards in their region, they can invest their own gold coins into the card to raise the mini game difficulty, thus making it harder for another player to acquire their property card. The way you're going to acquire more gold coins is at the end of every 24 hours, our ecosystem will automatically calculate how many cards you have in your wallet, what is the overall gold coin value, and then you will receive a rent from our game for 10% of that gold coin value every 24 hours. So whatever you receive today may not be the same that you receive tomorrow based on the gold cards in your digital wallet. When it comes to local businesses, that same tier 1 card will evolve into a tier 2 card. It will still have the same gold coin value at the top corner, but it will give players more of a utility and a more of a marketing revenue stream for the local business. The example that I'm going to use is Boricua Bites, since they were our first partner in Springfield, Massachusetts. They will have the ability to sell their food on our platform, just like they sell it on every other rideshare platform, and they will have the ability to also sell digital assets. I created a function where the accessories inside of our ecosystem will work as smart contracts. And if you buy a hat from Boricua Bites and that hat is being worn by your character when you revisit the location, a discount will automatically apply based on the owner's discretion. We have a Tier 3 card system. And in that Tier 3 card system, it will function in different manners depending on the Tier 2 card that it is attached to. At an educational institution, the Tier 3 cards for a gym will spawn roster cards for all of the sports athletes at that particular institution. In other sections of that institution, the Tier 3 cards will spawn as a hide and seek function or as a digital tour function. These Tier 3 cards will also spawn in different mechanisms based on the location they belong to. For example, if you are at a local theme park, let's use Six Flags as an example. We have a Six Flags here in Agawam, and I'm working to acquire them as our first nationwide theme park partner. When you arrive at the park, based on the geo zone and the mechanism that we are implementing, you will automatically be checked into the park and you will not have to stand in line just to enter. You will also have the ability to order food and purchase tickets for friends and family, upgrade your season pass or day pass, right from the convenience of your own vehicle while you're still in the parking lot. Then when you enter the park, every queue line will automatically spawn a Tier 3 card where you can similarly battle for ownership of that card during your time in the line, in the queue line. So every queue line is going to have a card that you're going to be able to interact in a mini game themed to the particular ride, and at the park's discretion, the winner at a specific time variable will acquire something from the park. It could be a free line hopper, a drink, an accessory of the park, whatever it may be. Also, while you are walking through the park and you want to interact with one of the actual physical games, we will have Tier 3 digital cards that represent those specific games, allowing any players that interact with them the ability to actually play the physical game based on their high score in our digital infrastructure. Tier 4 cards are specifically for nonprofit organizations or Greek life organizations based on the location of the Tier 4 card. And our Tier 5 cards will represent already existing platforms like Airbnb or Turo, where you can rent a physical location or rent a vehicle. So the Tier 5 cards are not going to be implemented into our ecosystem until year 2 of our timeline, but Tiers 1 through 4 are going to exist from day 1. Sports. If you are a parent or a grandparent or a friend of an athlete, our Tier 3 sports cards are going to be huge. I'm in talks right now with Rob K from American International College. He's the manager of all of our sports teams on campus, and we are going to be launching Tycoon Streets Sports at American International College for our September time frame, where all the students on campus will be represented by a Tier 3 roster card. And during a live event, if anybody inside of our ecosystem decides to purchase one of those roster cards to support a particular team, 50% of the revenue of that card will go back to the specific team in question. We are going to be copying this for all colleges, youth sports, middle and high school sports, and pro sports. A few weeks ago, I went to a sports summit in Worcester, Massachusetts, the New England Sports Summit of 2026, and I met with the managers of the Red Sox and other prominent teams in the area to get Tycoon Streets into their venues. We will have in-seat concessions where you can purchase something and have it brought to your seat so you don't miss any part of the entertainment. We will have halftime interactive games where the venue owner will give something away to any participants. And if you are a parent or a guardian of a child who plays sports, we are COPA compliant and we are NIL compliant, so that our athletes that participate in our ecosystem remain in a safe environment regardless where the game is being held. Educational institutions are going to work slightly different than our business-to-business partners. The valuation that they're going to pay for a license is going to be structured differently. If you are a business, there are two options to choose from. You can either go with the $49.99 a month option, which just gives you access to our ecosystem, allows players to know that you are present and they can purchase goods and services from your location. And then we have the $99 option, where it allows you to send out notifications to players in a specific radius. It will also allow you to sell digital assets with zero inventory, but you still receive 50% of the profit margin for those digital assets. Like I mentioned earlier, those digital assets will work as smart contracts based on the location and owner's discretion. For investors, so far we've sold 22,500 shares at 4 cents each. And today I'm actually in the process of speaking with a couple of investors who are interested in purchasing 10,000 shares each at 50 cents a piece. Next week, I'm going to be meeting with the Chamber of Commerce in Springfield, and we will be cutting a deal with them at $1 per share. And roughly 1 to 2 weeks after that, we're going to be meeting with a seed capital corporation here in Massachusetts, and they will be acquiring our shares at $1.25 per share. So the value is raising rapidly. We encourage any potential investors to jump on sooner than later. We will not be able to go back on our prices as soon as we lock in these contracts. So if you have any questions, contact me as soon as possible. Time is of the essence when it comes to investing in large startup tech companies. Today, I'm also meeting with another tech company who's going to be rebuilding our website and our digital application, so they are merged in a more efficient manner. A lot of other things go into Tycoon Streets. For example, We are going to be meeting with MGM Springfield sometime this year to get them to join our ecosystem. And I'm going to be using the same geo-zoned technology for their casinos. If you go to MGM and you want to sit at a table, but the table is full, the geo-zone around that table will allow you to still participate in the gambling at that particular table, but Tycoon Streets will not handle any of the gambling. We simply create a portal to MGM's existing platform, and MGM reimburses us in our agreement. If you go to a zoo, a museum, a place of leisure like the Basketball Hall of Fame, we will have our digital tour system implemented at those locations. If you are looking to travel, either on a bus, a train, a cruise, or a subway, all of those locations will also have particular card systems attached to those locations. For example, if you're taking a flight next week and you are sitting in the gate area, that geo-zoned area that is specific to that airline and gate, anybody participating, receiving a high score at that location will have the ability to acquire things like airline miles, priority boarding, or a free check bag, based on the discretion of the airline in our agreements that are coming up. The same is going to be for bus travel, Peter Pan, and Amtrak train travel. So far, that's what we are working on. If you have any questions, leave us a comment, share this with your friends and family. If you're looking to invest, now is the time, and join us later for more content. Tycoon Streets, coming to a device near you.